know he's thinking like, yo, we want to turn this a little bit.
So it's a 4 hour all the way through. You guys do it.
We got as long as we want, bro.
And the mission, you
Well,
guys.
we live now. We live now.
Oh, you should do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to Squirrel Chicken Neck Radio. Yours truly. You got Chris Prender, the host in here, and I got this great co-host in here. We got a very special guest tonight. See how he dressed? Yeah. He put us to shame. We used to give out T-shirts.
I still want it. I was ready for it. I'm still gonna wave the flag. I'm still gonna wave it.
Well, I guess it pays to be an MMA fighter. Look, man. Yo, but anyway, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Our big intro, we're going to get to you shortly. Let's go around and tell everybody, tell the folk who you are, man.
Justin Lamar, comedian based out here out of Philly. Yeah, that's me, man. We're going to get to the introduction. We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Doug Pender, just living life, live on location.
Live on location.
All the time. Well, Chris Jr., man, and again, above average black man, just always here to share and spread love, man. That's it.
Welcome to the family, man.
Thank you
Welcome
for
to the family.
having me. Thank you for having me. So I'm Bamm Jones, CEO of Take Performance Training, professional mixed martial arts fighter. And then recently I just partnered with one of the biggest companies on the East Coast as far as performance training, which is level 40 performance training. So I'm feeling partner with them now. So excited to be here. Excited to dive into a lot of things that's going on for youth. A lot of things that's going on as far as in the world and our community, and just the different projects and different ways that I plan on imprinting my values and my morals back into the game. Best way I can. I'm only 29 from North Philly, so had limited resources, but hey, I'm a spades player. I play with the hand I'm dealt with. I'm a spades player. I play with the hand. I play with the hand I'm dealt with.
It's like where we start, man. It's like
you know
Well, I you know where I'm starting now. I got to start in North Philly.
Yeah.
Because I'm from North Philly.
Okay.
And for years, I've heard all the time. I remember when I was in corporate America, you sit around the table, everybody talking all the smack, and then somebody said, "Where you from?" And then when you say where you from, because it's definitely silence.
Yeah, what I learned now in this world, people ask, they ask you where you from.
Yeah.
They kind of dictate the category they put you in. And right after that, they usually ask, what do you do for a living?
Yeah.
Because that's how they know how much they're going to value the conversation and everything. So I love when I'm able to say, I come from the hood. I come from 24 and Oxford, Turner Street. The corner store, and the neighbors and everybody, nickel and diamonds, a couple quarters, to get that 25, that 50 cent bag,
30
bag of
diamonds,
chews
man.
and everything. So, but now, now we can buy a little bit, a lot of candy.
But again, I'm excited to have you in here, man. Like seeing the belt that you got, all the other things that you have your hands in, man. Like between having a gym and working with kids. Kind of want to take it back to the beginning, like how you got started. We understand where you're from now, but like mixed martial arts is like I think it's different. That's different, man. Like, we all know that. Right? Like, in the face. Like, you know what I mean? So like, but now, but I gotta say, so we can start. You look good because I thought mixed martial arts. So you gotta be good. I know guys who box and you can tell they're not good.
Yeah.
You know, it's like over here, look like you just got yesterday.
You know the record.
So
Yeah, so I mean, MMA was kind of like I think we were all born fighters. Before we come from, we always had to throw our hands up. That just came. That was a given. Just for respect, protect our families, protect ourselves. So that was natural. What it really started to really focus on a little bit more the craftsmanship of fighting is when high school. I was at PET first, Philadelphia School of Technology, Charter High School, 9th and 10th grade. I was kicked out of that for fighting. Choked the kid out. He went unconscious, stuff like that. And I was climbing around in the hallway. They dragged me to the room. I just got behind him. He went to sleep fast and went to spectate. I let him go. Something moved, I just let him go. Just like, you watch the fights how John Jones had Leo Machida against the kids. I dropped, he let him go, and then the way he fell, I sat in the chair. I was like, he gonna wake up. The girl seen him and something like a movie. If
I was the girl that got screamed,
He dead.
Man, go to the office. Oh man, so I got expelled from there. There was a no tolerance policy, charter high school. But probably the best thing that ever happened to me because that's where I found my love for wrestling. So I got into wrestling late. I got into wrestling my 11th grade and my 12th grade year of high school when I got transferred to Washington.
We talking real wrestling.
We talking about collegiate wrestling. You talking about the single leg straps.
Yeah.
You know, 3-minute periods. You know, you and another guy across the mat, and you know you can win off a pin, you can win off tech, you're gonna win off the time frame, just having the most points. And then that's where my whole built and endurance. This is when I really started to take care. Because for wrestling, you gotta make weight. You know, if you're in high school now, you gotta diet, you gotta make weight for every match. So you training, 5 days a week, you're practicing 3 days, because you got meets, you got your matches twice a week. And then even sometimes you got your dual tournaments on the weekends. So what I was doing, I was going to go to school, I would go to practice after school for about 2 hours. Then I would go to Costello's boxing gym down like area Torresdale. They were still down area Torresdale. Now I would go down and catch the 59 bus to Mark Orthodox Young. I think it was the 56. I think it was 56, if I'm not mistaken. And take that to area Torresdale. I was always getting home like 8, 9 o'clock at night. But my mom was a single mom, so she was perfectly fine with that. Now fast forward, I got my stepdad in life, of course, and everything. She's married and everything, my little sister, but. We were in the beginning. It was just so us. So she trusted. As long as I was out the way doing something positive, it was good. That's how my mom raised me. I was always active, youth football coming up and everything. And that's why I do coach youth football. We'll touch on that. I got the youth football. That's how I started up too. And then I was in the ROTCs with one family. This thing called Young Marines ROTCs. So I was at drill every Saturday. Camping trips. 2 camping trips on the summertime for weeks on end. It was. She kept me uniform,
Is that something that you feel like you enjoyed, though? Like, I hear you, it's good to have that present, your mom, have my dad here. Because sometimes kids feel like, man, this is being forced upon me. Or is this something that you just felt like you had a passion for doing those things during that time?
I think, honestly, for me, I was a little different growing up. A lot of people, always wanted to, like, everything got to be fun, it got to be joyous. I always found a way to look at the glass half full, half empty. So find a way to take a lot from it. I'm looking at like, all right, well, I'm 11, 12 years old, and in the military they got ranking systems. So it's like, all right, age don't matter, built don't matter. It's intelligence. So if I can outbeat a lot of these other recruits that I'm coming in with, and whether they older than me or they bigger than me, if I can outbeat them on behind the scenes on the books. Now they're gonna be taking commands from me, and that's what wound up happening. I'm 13. I'm a top dog drill instructor. I'm having recruits that's 15, 16 years old, 17 years old. I'm telling them drop, give me 20. Force marches. I'm doing inspection. Your boots ain't shine. Why your shirt wore? Why your BDU wrinkled? So I think early on I was infatuated with. Not only I was infatuated with success, but what success came with it, like the power. I ain't gonna lie, I was success with the power. I'm like, when you're in a more successful position than others, even at that little age, it's a power thing. I'm like, I want the power. I'm that type. I want the world in my hand. I want the power. I want the power. You can respect me. You go, because it's one of those, like, you can't change the name. You can't change the narrative once I stamp it. Bradley, Bamm did it. You can't. I'm a sergeant. You can't take. I'm a top dog drill instructor. You couldn't take it away from me. Like, as a fighter, I'm 3-3, but I got a belt. Right. Do you have one?
Yeah.
Being undefeated, I don't know. Like, that power and certain things, I always wanted to go up to that.
Well, you answered one of my questions, because one of my questions was discipline, because it takes a lot of discipline.
It do.
Yeah, because you gotta. To stay that size and stay that shape. I was looking at your picture and I was looking at some of your tape.
I think it's an extra large shirt.
No, you gotta be like a but you gotta be, and that's why I think a lot of our, and we get there, a lot of our youth lack, they want, but they don't, and you sacrifice, and they don't have the discipline to go along with it.
Yeah.
I want to eat potato chips and all kinds of stuff on the weekends, man. I want to go out smoking, drink, but I'm just saying. So, but from your prison, look at you now, like I can tell you. So, what was that like? Because let's go back to what you're talking about. You're 13 and you're going that direction. Most 13-year-olds, man, they playing with G.I. Joes and
exactly.
So like
it's a different mindset.
Yeah, and I tell people, even my kids now, like I still have my fun. I'm a big I am his funny bitch. I'm a big WWE fan. Like, when I knew I was scared of the Undertaker. And when I got dark, you know, I looked under my bed. I was scared of Barbarian. You know, I love Goldberg with the baby on the door, walking out. You know, woo! You know, limousine riding. You know, truck riding. I'm having a hard time keeping goddamn down. This is like that was like. Trust me, I had it, but you know, it was, you know, I know also what I wanted too. Like, I just feel like, you know, have your fun, still be a kid, don't take that away. But you know, I had a lot more ethics behind me. I had a lot more morals, and I know what diving into. I think that's the biggest thing a lot of youth is missing. There's no reason around why they're doing it. They don't have a why. They don't have. Well, like I was watching that, but it was still a why I was watching that. Like I wanted to be like The Rock. Like me and my cousins. We had the game. We played the intro music. We slammed each other on beds. You know, it was. You know, I did a stunner. We you know, you can't break up out of a stunner. Like, I didn't even think up out of that. Like I stunnered you. Get out of here. Right? Hit you with the jacket. I mean, and we had the whole action figure time when the Power Rangers, the big blades. But it was still. We all had stuff. More we had ethics. We had a reason. It was our name still. You know, we didn't want to disappoint. We call our OGs. I had OGs. I had always. I had my aunts. I had people around me. I didn't want to disappoint. That I know that invested in me, and they want to see return on their investment. And that's the biggest thing. Nobody's invested in nobody no more. So nobody feel like they owe anybody nothing. Everybody feel like they did it all their own. They all by themselves. I'm that grown man, and they feel like nobody owe nobody.
I got it out the mud.
Yeah, I got it out the mud. Amazing.
Well, my part two question is because I get asked this all the time. Why you? Because I get asked this all, why I do what I do, different things. That, you know, everybody asks me, especially when because I got 3 college graduates, so everybody thinks because of that you should be done. You cool, and I keep all why you. So why you?
I feel like I was put in this position for a reason, you know, and it's funny because I get a lot of scrutiny because you gotta remember I'm a performance coach, strength coach. My sole job, honestly, parents pay. I train their kid for those X amount of muscles, X amount of hours, whatever. Make sure they perform whatever their respective fields are, basketball, football, whatever. And then, you know, as long as they perform, the next one comes in and boom, it's supposed to be a factory line.
Yeah.
My problem is that I started to get too curious about, well, when I ship this out, how good do they use it? Do they use it a lot? Do they like the product? You know, how is the product doing? And also, it was always that percentage of kids that don't go to the next level, that don't probably see the NFL as the all to be all, the NBA is the all to be all, or, you know, lacrosse or soccer, you know, or kids like me, like I didn't make it to the UFC, but I'm glad I had those type of wrestling coaches that was around me that I could call upon. You know, I had older dudes I could call upon that could still steer me in different directions, and this is where I was like, all right, the coaching. You know, I didn't go to that next level. It was 9 years I was a fighter. That's a lot. On a body, cutting weight, training, start to have kids, you know, you start to have responsibilities, rent start to be due, cars start to be due. You don't got those 3 months to be in the gym, not making no money and everything. So responsibility hit me, and I'm just like, you know, I want to be able to, all right, I might have cut my dream of getting here short because I didn't have the money to implement a lot of things, you know, at 12, 13, 14 years old. You know, these kids, that's why I show up to these basketball games, you know, I show up to my football games, I show up to my lacrosse games, my soccer games, I show up to their tryouts and everything.
You're talking about the kids that you're training? Kids
that I train, kids that I'm starting to train and stuff like that. I got it off of always being somewhere. Like, my mindset is that my salary, my paycheck is based on my hustle. Like, I don't work for anybody. I clock in, why should I ever clock out? So if I have the availability to, it's nothing to go to the soccer game, start to talk, start to network, and actually, you know, I get this kid that knows this kid that's playing for this team, and then I get the team. Why not? You know, it's just, it's just for the situation just happened, right? At my youth football game, the Monterey Bantams, right? We played the Monterey Bantams just recently. Our coach, Crispin Gardens, won the championship last year. You know, we played our game in Monterey Bantams. I'm always talking to the referees, white hats, so we're talking to them, busting up, joking, we win the game. One of my 8-year-old kids I trained at a game on Sunday, he plays for Fort Rocks football. I don't have to show up to his football games and that. Gio is one of my first kids I ever trained. Love that kid to death. I want to see nothing but great from him and everything. I'm showing up. I'm there for him. I'm being that you know that second father to him. Because You know, he's raised by a single mom. You know, he's raised by a single mom. Showing that you have somebody that's not going to disappoint you, that's going to support you. Because these kids see that. You know, their mom was showing the game. Some of the other parents had both of their parents there. Other kids had both of their parents there. They feed off of that energy. Yo, feed off my energy. And everything. Talking to the referees I'm always talking to. Referee I'm talking to has wound up being he's the director for public relations and social media impact for the Harlem Globetrotters. Talking to him, we coordinating back and forth, telling him about what I'm doing, confident about what I'm doing. Like, you know what, we're looking for a conditioning coach. Let's talk, exchange numbers. We're going to have a conference call next week. Hopefully I can lock down the contract. I'll be training the Harlem Globetrotters. Inshallah, it all works out for me. You know what I mean? And that's just being there, not just, you know, just I made enough money, I trained this and that. I'm sitting back, enough is never enough. Especially when it comes to you.
You guys stay in the mix. Like,
priceless.
One thing I'm loving to hear about your story, first of all, I feel like you just talked to my child. We talking about the wrestling.
Like answering questions about your head, and I'm like, how you pivot here? You just
but
right to
I want to say, like, so me being in the comedy entertainment scene, I've seen a lot of people I know, a lot of people I don't know. One person I'm always seeing is Charlie Mack.
Okay, I know Charlie Mack. I
No.
met Charlie Mack years back when he always doing those celebrity basketball games. My mom won tickets. She actually was on the phone. This had a Virgin Mobile. She was on the phone. We talked to Kyla Pratt. I was on the drill team at the time and everything. So I was drilling outside all wet, and she called me because she was in at the celebrity basketball games. And we talked to Kyla Pratt. You've been doing things for the community for a while. I was out
But he's
a little bit and
always
stuff
there.
like that.
Yeah.
He's always there, just like you talking about.
Always.
He's always in the mix, and then talk about.
I never knew what Charlie do for years.
Right, you don't even know what he does, but he's just there.
Always there. Got me on something.
Right. I mean, Will Smith, that's Will Smith, man. Like, he's a Philly legend.
Exactly.
He's always there. Like, I seen him outside of Warm Daddies when Warm Daddy was open, giving out tickets to shows.
Yep.
Like,
He did the
this
hustle
guy, he's on red carpets with the A-list.
Yeah. So you put the hustle and bustle work in, and that's what I'm saying. Like I don't put no title over top of me. That's why I just say entrepreneur. I'm not putting strength and conditioning coach over top of me. I'm not just putting MMA fighter over top of me. Anything else that's going to come apart. Like I'm planning on owning my own youth football team next year. I want to do a 14U, 12U, 10U, 8U. That way I have a direct feeder program to be able to get to these kids. When it comes to strength and conditioning, when it comes to their football careers, they don't have to worry about I ain't get on the team, weight limit, this and that. They know their parents know between 3 to 6 months where their kid is going to be at. They're going to have their off season like a football team. Have their off season for 3 months, translate right to the football season that lasts about 2 to 3 months. As long as you win, you usually go to nationals and everything. You usually go November, December. So 6 months, the kid is getting active training, active principles, active ethics, active self-discipline, self-accountability, self-worshiping themselves and everything, and building them up. Because wrestling made me a man. You died and you putting that work into your body, you training, you sweating, and then when you going out and having to go win, when you got to go get your win, ain't nobody gonna get it for you. Because all my sports I played coming up was individual. Wrestling was individual. You train as a team, but it was up to me. I can't blame the boy didn't pass, he didn't make the 3-point shot. If I got pimped on my back, I got embarrassed. If I got one, I got my hand raised. And I think I took that principle and then ran with it. I got to the point, stopped asking people for advice. So what do you think is right? Or should I hustle this way? Or do this make sense? It's my dream. I'm just gonna go do it. I'm used to doing it. I'm just gonna do it.
Well, that's my question, because kids don't dream anymore. And I work with a lot of adults, men, parents. They don't dream either.
Yeah,
it's almost like everybody lives day to day now.
Mm-hmm.
And if something good happens to me tomorrow, I don't expect it. I enjoy it for the day, and then I go back to normal. So when did you get that whole dream thing going? When did you get that whole vision that you just wanted more and more? You knew it was something else out there.
I feel like with dreams come with like a lot of, take for me a little bit, a lot of nightmares come from dreams. I feel like you got to deal with a lot of pain, a lot of trauma to want to start having visions and being better. It got to a point, I say with me, and even this is why I did the merge with Level 40, because I was my own boss. I had my own gym in Fishtown. I was killing it, but it's like if I'm not there, it's not making money. I got to be there for those 12 hours. I got to be the one talking to everybody, training. You got to have a team behind you, and that's what made the mindset conceded, kind of giving up my name as Taker's Tape, Bamm the owner, this and that, kind of going under another brand and being part of that organization. it was this mindset. I tell you all the time, I think, and this is where people gonna start, y'all gonna quote this, y'all gonna put those highlights in. People gotta stop asking for help at the last minute, right? I'm gonna break that down. You gotta stop asking for help at the last minute. People always wait till the last minute, go to the emergency room, and then want to put a Band-Aid on it. We gotta stop wanting to put Band-Aids on stuff and just get the insurance ahead of time and build on that. Get the insurance ahead of time and build on that. And you think about it, right? You know, when you're paying for insurance on something, you pay for something that didn't happen yet.
Right.
You're paying for car insurance for an accident you didn't have. You're paying for health insurance, dental insurance for teeth that you haven't got fixed yet. It's the preparation, so when it does happen, it starts to decay. You get into that fender bender, you know, you're tired, you get a tire pop. The help is there. You don't lose steam. The AAA come out, fix your tire, you keep rolling. You don't have insurance, then you're stuck on the side of the road. Now somebody will pick you up. You gotta, people, we gotta stop band-aiding stuff. And what happened with me, I got to the point that, you know, I went through my own sort of reflection, you know, am I trying to look at myself, you know? I had a lot of things happening with the gym. As far as HOA was over top of me with a lot of noise complaints. I had a situation where I had a best friend of mine for 12 years. I mean, no, since I was 12 years old, did like the most disloyal thing ever to me when it came to a relationship that I was having at the time. I was in a relationship when I had my gym going on, and basically it was like was playing both sides of the fence and kind of caused that breakup. So, you know, I'm losing friends, you know, my business, I'm got the HOA on me, I'm back and forth in between fines and stuff like that. Bills is hitting me left and right. Things are starting to collapse. And I'm like, all right, it's nothing for me to just go in and pop up and grab another gym, right? It's nothing for me to probably just go out and grab another friend and you may figure out things. I'm like, you know what, just halt everything. I'm gonna step away. I'm gonna stop band-aiding the situation. I'm gonna get with the team. I'm gonna start the blueprint and game plan stuff out to really push.
So when you talk about the team, like, is this like what kind of people, or the team is important? You know what I mean? I know Justin, that's my homie, my brother. I try to keep things tight too with what I do. So being you're in an individual sport, you know, like, how do you vet these people that you come across?
It was hard for me. I hate vetting other people. It was hard for me. Oh my God, yo, if my boys at level 40 watching this, great. Shout out to Greg Garrett, shout out to Dad Wallace, man. These dudes, man. Shout out to our massage therapist Jess too. It was hard for me because opposites attract, and that's the team you want. Everybody that's different, so everybody could lead their roles. You know, you're a 3-point shooter, you the dunker, you're the defender. You know, you're the crossover guy. You know, it's going to uplift the team. You're going to win championships. I won so many championships by myself. And at first, I didn't know how to win championships with a team, but I also took a lot of losses, though. A lot of Michael Jordan scoring 62 points and still catching. Took a lot of losses, so it was very hard. But this is where I came to the vision with myself. Like, yo, stop band-aiding it, though, man. You've been band-aiding and you've been successful. We're not doubting that. All right. Well, how about if you set your insurance policy up for 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line, so that way every season it's a win. Every season a win. And since I've been doing that, I think a lot of things it's just been coming natural. It's been coming natural to me.
You gonna make me get a life insurance policy too. Set it up.
Shout out to short people. Hold on. Hey, I got to call me.
I see this on somebody that called me up and said, yo, you got to do short insurance now. But
yeah,
what you just explained is wisdom, because the opposite of what you said is why so many black businesses fail.
Yes.
And I gotta say this, I don't think you realize it, but it worked out well because you couldn't do all of the stuff you're doing if you were trying to hold down this gym.
Exactly.
So it worked out well, but a lot of us, we don't have that moment when we say, okay, I'm gonna let this part of my dream shrink a little bit because I got this whole dream over here that's gonna take off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't, and the sacrifice thing. And I know that's why I don't have partners. It's the same thing. You might not have a problem because you try to, you know, they want the whole enchilada. At one time, you try to explain to them, but you can't sustain that.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that, and I want to turn it around because I think our youth need to know that because they don't understand. They put all the eggs in one basket, and I'm going for the whole thing now.
Yeah, the youth right now, man, like the millennials is in a tricky place. And I'm only 29. Like, I'm not that older than a lot of these kids that I train, that I talk to, that I'm trying to give advice to. But it's just I just see that gap. I see the gray area. And the biggest thing with the youth, I just feel like, you know, their emotions are suppressed. You know, they feel like that's why they feel like that tough. Everybody say I'm a grown man. You know, you talk to I'm a grown man. You know, that their emotions are so suppressed. They feel like they gotta be that. They gotta be that fighter. They gotta be that alpha. You know, and I think just a lot of them is because they're in survival positions. Anything is an animal. When you back an animal to a corner, what is it gonna do? It's gonna fight back. I think a lot of them are too much in survival mode and not understand like, you got village, you got people around. You don't gotta fight that fight. I'll do that for you. Just do this portion. You know, the old school for me, it was like literally I just had to go to school and go home. Like that was my own job. A lot of these kids, like even some of the kids I train, it's not the only job. They gotta go to school. They gotta come home. Probably gotta take their baby sister and everything. They probably gotta take. They gotta. Some kids are having kids at a young age, stuff like that. You know, they get jobs at a young age, take care of the bills. They gotta watch grandmom. Depending on now with COVID, and COVID hit a lot of these kids were living with their grandparents and stuff like that. So they have to take on how about grandma, how about grandpapa. And this is why they're missing football. Like a lot of my kids will miss football practice because of this, because of they having adult problems at a young age.
But you have a perspective that, and I've been doing this for a long time, and I try to tell people that people don't understand.
Yeah.
That especially kids in the hood. That they picture most kids in the hood, no responsibility, just hang on the corner.
Yeah.
They do, because I'm in schools, and they be talking about certain kids, and instead I talk to the kid's like, you know, mom got twins, and she got
they think I just woke up mad.
But but nobody understands that side of it.
I'm mad because nobody gave me nothing for my birthday. Like I'm mad because like nobody cared. Like and that's why I think we stopped asking why, and we just started labeling. It became easier to put a label on everything now because everything is in the social media and it's where you say it and you put it out there and it just flares. So you don't really get a chance to get the backstory about something. By the time they put it out there, it's too late to even to change the narrative. They take a picture of it, they put a label on it, and they shoot it out. You can take a picture. I can post something now and delete it. It's already screenshot.
And I'll turn it over to them. But the reason behind it is because I can't get a grant. To help you. To dive into you taking care of your kids.
Yeah, I just see they just did a funding. They just did a funding for like $13 million or whatever for any youth activities, any youth organizations that you have ideas of and that you have in place to get funded for. And the funding just opened up September 1st. I finally seen it, being so busy. I finally seen it. I go on the website to go to apply for it. They're saying, but please note, we're not accepting any funding right now. Well, where did because who took up that bad? I got a great organization that need it right now.
But what? See, this is, and I know because I do the same thing. They'll give you money if you stigmatize somebody. If I sit here and say that these three guys are like that because they're dysfunctional families, they'll take. But if you get down to nitty gritty, that he needs somebody to alleviate the adult responsibility he has at 12. You can't get money for that. But do you get money? And it's not pretty. So people don't throw money in it. But if I say these guys, they live in a drug infested neighborhood and their fathers abandoned them, they'll give you money for that portion of it, but not to get to the root of the problem. So that's what's running across when you get into this nonprofit stuff. You can't. They're not going to throw money at the root. They throw it at the Band-Aid too. And the second reason because it keeps cycling. It becomes generational. If I get to the root, he's going to break the generation. He's going to break it with his kids. If I don't get to the root, man, I got money coming for the next 20 years, man, because they're gonna keep putting money in every 4 years.
Yeah, it's like the money in the cure is in the medicine.
Yeah, the perfect example.
Keep medicating. They say throwing Band-Aids on it.
Because you're gonna always need the Band-Aid to stay on the bump for so long.
And who got the Band-Aid?
Yeah,
I come back with the Band-Aid.
You got insurance, you can get fixed, and that's another thing. These insurance people, I know, because now life insurance again. Somebody might have to call me for a commercial. Even with insurance, you even think about it where, we having a lot of, like, it's to the point that I don't even want to go on 911 Philly. It's so many deaths that's happening in our youth, but people are dying, they're just getting put in wooden caskets and being shipped out. If it was insurance, where these insurance companies had to pay for all these deaths that's happening every day, time out. You ever seen on the Players Club when Vic when he hit that red button? They want money, because it's gonna be they're gonna be hurting. You're not gonna be able to keep paying 10 grand for your death, 10 grand for your death, 20. Oh, you had stocks, your mom had something in your name already, 20 grand for you. It's not, but we don't cost nothing. We don't cost them anything. And that's the sad thing. There's no price on, there's no value to us. Honestly, there's no value to us. And that's why I want to put value back into these kids. Nobody's valuing you guys right now. I want to value you. I value you, kid. But, and I try to explain to my kids, but everything is investment. So if I put that investment into you, showing up to a game for free and everything, I need 2 touchdowns. I need something out of it. And I need you to pass school. I need you to clean your room. I need the return on my investment.
Right.
Need my return on my investment. And I think there was no value in anything. We're priceless to them right now. Just, we don't mean anything to them right now.
Well, there's 2 words that you use that to me that I never hear are enough, and that's how I know people for real. You keep saying my kids. And I've been really just say those kids.
I be thinking like, he's talking about his
kids. I've heard all these different phrases. There's very few people who sit back and say my kids.
Yeah, love his kids. Even the kids I didn't meet yet, man. I just, you get a great feel. I posted my chant the other day, and the feel that these kids get, just that energy, knowing that somebody can speak their verbiage, somebody actually loves them, somebody cares for them, somebody willing to yell at them, somebody want to cry or whatever. You know what I mean? The Nike, I think it's Nike came out with it. I think that I got your back. Who got your back?
Yeah, I just saw it.
Yeah, one of my 8-year-old kids, Gio, shout out to you, Gio was he always talking to himself a little bit. I do it too. I be talking to myself. That's how I decompress. Get the stimulants going. The endorphins be going, and I hear him say, "I got your back. You got your back." And I'm with my kids, and we were losing it. It was a preseason game. It was our 3rd preseason game. We were losing. I don't know why we were losing. We just wasn't no energy. No energy, so it's halftime. That's when I finally came up with the "I got your back" chant. Because I always had the other little cute ones. Yeah. That one I really got to me because I'm talking to him. I'm like, yo, what y'all scared of? Because Crispin, we're in Keystone. It's weight limit. So you only could weigh a partner weight. So the 125 pound you start at the first weigh-in for the first game is going to be 140. So most of those kids are the same size. Not like knee sack where you get those big boys down. I'm like, hold on, look on that field. Ain't nobody older than 13. So it's 11, 12, 13 year olds, and I got 11, 12, 13 year olds. Nobody over 140. Even in preseason, you might get a kid that's heavy right now at 145. Yo, what y'all scared of? I got y'all. If ain't nobody got you, Coach Bamm got you. I'm willing to fight the world.
Some people don't hear that.
I got your back. Who gonna have my back?
I just saw that commercial about 2 nights ago. It's a pretty cool commercial.
And it was good. I don't know why he didn't call. Is it Nike?
Well, we'll tell you how they work in the hood.
I think it's
NFL. They need to call me. I don't know why they haven't used my phone. Who's the commissioner now?
You know what's funny?
NFL call Coach Bamm.
It's funny because
I done got all these kids.
some of the people they use I don't even recognize. And they're NFL players.
Let's go.
But I saw a dude in the hood with a shirt or made his own shirt that said that. That's how popular it is. I saw a dude the other day that made his own shirt that said that, and it's pretty cool.
And it's beautiful because you got that.
You
don't gotta watch his 6 if somebody got my 6 already. You can just look forward, and that's the problem. A lot of our kids, just us in general, we don't have the chance to keep looking forward. We always gotta keep what's behind me, what's going on. Sometimes I gotta keep reversing back to pick somebody up, and I don't never get to go forward. I got your back. Go ahead. Don't look forward. You good?
Well, I gotta shift gears a little bit. That locket. Tell us about the necklace.
The necklace. Yeah. Necklace. So this is my cousin. So got me, my cousin Dante. We had Dante over here, and then I got my cousin Marquise. So my cousin Marquise died of sickle cell, November 8th, 2016. Same day Trump was like, you talking about 2 losses in 1 day, right? 2 losses in 1 day, right?
2 losses.
So 3:40 p.m. to be exact. Sickle cell. Sickle cell runs big on our families. First of all, sickle runs on big on all our families as a black community, black community. One of those, another stigma is not talked about because it's not one of the it's not one of the big name. I don't want to say brand, but it's not a big name. I guess like a breast cancer or something like that. And not that anybody has cancer. Sickness is a sickness. Sickle cell is very big. It's not treatable. There's no cure for it yet. And once you have it, it's just you have it. There's different levels of it. And he had a bad crisis. Now they say when you make it past 30 at a certain age, it's supposed to get easier. Because my Uncle Sterl died at 17. So for our family, it was a lot of trauma with that. Because my Uncle Sterl, which I never met because he was 17, and my mom and brother, it goes my grandma, goes my Aunt Angie, my Aunt Crystal, my Aunt Dee, and then my mom. And my Uncle Sterl was in there. So it was 5 of them total. And then Uncle Sterl went down to 4. So you got to think, it was their first brother, my grandma's first son, my first kid she lost. then my cousin Marquise goes. That was the first cousin. That was my Aunt Angie. That was my Aunt Angie's son. So now there's everybody's first nephew, my grandma's first grandchild, our first cousin. That was the first. That was like no more Band-Aids, because that was like me experiencing death and I was that. I mean, we think about 2016, I'm 29 now, so only a couple years back. And I remember like yesterday, because I was working for Mainline Health. We take time for granted. When Keith was with me, he was at my boxing gym on Wednesday, because he had put 4 carts of oil in my car, which I was late to. I was proud I was on top of y'all. Which I was late to, coming from work. He had my gym for an hour waiting on me, like, yo, bro, I'm about to leave. I'm tired, my body hurt. And you know, you get tired so fast. Like, I'm coming, he filled up my car, and then he watched me train, because I was training for a fight at that time and everything. Watched me train. He was at my mom's house on that Sunday. Tuesday, I get the phone call. Mom like, Keith's at Pennsylvania Hospital. I'm like, no, he got his crisis again. I'm like, all right, he got his crisis. Go in, they give him medicine stuff that they treat him up. Usually home like a couple days. I'm like, all right, well, I got a couple clients at the gym. So I'm all uncomfortable up here. I'm like, I'm debating on what hospital or not, because we're used to it. I'm like, I ain't gonna come down there, Mom. I'm gonna come down there. So we come down there, and we in ICU. We still, I don't think we paying attention to labels yet. Like, we in the ICU, that's intensive care unit. I'm not even registering there. Going with CM, he's not even responsive. You mean, but he got his tubes and stuff like that. So we just talk to him like, yeah, Keith just need rest. He need rest. Go ahead, man, just get your rest. You're always working so hard. We in the ICU, laughing and joking, but we're not even paying attention to how powerful words is. That's why I use so many powerful words. And people say, always pick people, and I'm gonna go to people always say, gangster moving sounds good, but I'm always big on, if I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna speak it to existence. The words is powerful. That's why I speak so heavy about whatever I want to do. We talked about them in past tense. Like, remember when Keith this, remember when Keith that, and I'm like, why? We're not thinking about it. Suddenly I move, you hear that alarm go off. See them all running. What's going on? Go back here real quick, see what's going on. And they're working on him. His heart stopped. They're about to take him out for MRI. His heart stopped. They pumping on him. About 21, 22 minutes they worked on him. And they finally pronounced him dead. That's the first time I seen it first time. And I retired at the minute after that, because he's the first. He made all my amateur fights, all my pro fights, all my wrestling matches. He paid for my first gym membership into the gym. And one of the pictures that I got when I won the belt, he was the first dude so I jumped the cage. It was outside at Clippers Magazine Stadium. I jumped the cage and I ran to him, and then they got a great picture of me hugging him and him hugging me down. The first person I ran to. Then I went back to congratulate everybody. It was like, all these years, it was like, 7 years of fighting. We got one. We got the goal. We watched all the Conor McGregor. We watched all the Floyd fight reviews together. It was always that feeling of having that belt. Like, that was our sense of power. Like, we did it. Regardless of the record, I don't care how little the title might be. I don't care what organization it's for. I got one. Yeah. I got one. Mm-hmm. We got it. This is my strength coach, Jim Greg Garrett. It's a level 40, and I got another belt. It's a replica of the same one inside my boxing gym at Let's Believe Boxing Academy. Shout out to Octavia Penda, a.k.a. Julius, my boxing coach. But Keith was the rock, and it was hard. It was hard. At that point, I really started. Everything changed. And a lot of things started changing. I think that's where my real love for youth really came in, because that's what Keith was. He didn't have no kids and everything. He always was his girlfriend. He always had his girlfriend kids. We was younger at the time. Oh, I got a kid with you, man. Man. Hey, bro, take that girl. You hit him with it, bro. You said babysitter for the night. And it's funny because it's so funny, because people say it to me now, and I laugh about it, because I remember I say, bro, you're my babysitter for the night, bro. Like, she out doing things it ain't about that. It's about this kid. And I never understood it though. So I'm like, always, meet somebody, always take care of this, or he at work and you always take care of this person. I never understood it. And it's like, I guess that unfinished business. And that's probably why I'm so hungry. I feel like his living spirit is unfinished. We got unfinished business, man. Like, I could feel like if I could save a kid every day, I'm gonna save a kid every day. And that's why I'm pushing so hard for him.
So what was it like when you finally, broke through and you said, like you said, you won the title? So what was that moment like?
Yeah, sure.
I was like, fireworks going on. It was fun. It was a lot of. People understand, it don't happen that much from where I'm at. So it was like, even though it was it was a local promotion, WCC, but it was still big. Like, a lot of they didn't see black people having belts. They didn't see black people being pro MMA fighters because everybody was a boxer or a football player. So it was still a big attraction. I'm showing up to my high school, I'm showing up to friends, I'm showing up my mom's job and stuff like that. I'm showing up to people, places, and then I was like, what's next? Like I knew the UFC was far fetched. You know, I was 3. It's crazy. I was 3-1 at the time. I had a good record. I had 1 loss, and the loss was against the guy I just beat for the belt. And that was a controversy loss. So all I had to do was start packing up wins. But I was just like, you really want to be a fighter for the rest of your life? I had to come to that grip, like, do you truly want to be a UFC fighter for the rest of your life? Do you just want to be a fighter? I'm like, no, I want to do more. I want to be able to touch more. Like, as a fighter, it'd be a great career. I won't ever worry about money. I'll be fighting for the rest of my life. But I know, like, you know, everybody can't get that full lifestyle that can just be able to touch everything. So I'm like, but I know it's a different route I can go to touch these kids. That's why I really started focusing more on the coaching. My job, I was at LA Fitness at the time. So I was already at LA Fitness. I always had gym jobs at the time, but that's when I really started transitioning to more in the sports performance and the coaching aspect of things.
Yeah, but you're in the club, man. I mean, you said like it ain't a big thing, but I don't live off without a belt. No, I'm serious. Like you said, like that's especially as a kid coming from the hood, that's a huge accomplishment.
It was.
I know I grew up with a guy that was older than me. When he got the Golden Glove, we all felt like we were.
Yeah,
you know, and we don't, you know, but it was like, something good do come out of this neighborhood kind of.
But that's when I took it and I used it. Looked at it as like a relay race. I got the baton, let me run my stride. And I used it. And then from there, I went on to speak to 9 schools. 2019, I went on a motivational speaking tour. My first school I spoke at was Dobbins. No, it was King. First school I spoke at was Dobbins. It was Dobbins.
Mustang's life.
It was Dobbins first. Then it was King. I spoke at Dobbins. I spoke at King. I spoke at Meade Middle School, Mitchell Middle School, Harambe. I didn't even know it was an all-black school in West Philadelphia. It's a charter school. That's how they ever do the selection. Harambe, Community Learning Center. I spoke at Meade Middle School and Mitchell Middle School in Garden Valley, PA. So that's when I started, like, you show up with a belt. Because you got to think, when you go to schools, the most part, when people are trying to do motivational speaking, they're trying to prove to themselves who they are to the kids, so the kids respect. I had the belt. So teachers introduced me, I walked with the belt.
Yeah.
They listening.
Yeah.
They never seen me on TV. None of these kids never even heard of Bamm Jones before. But that guy gotta be important. He gotta always dress nice. He got a blazer on with a belt on his shoulder. And he's black.
Yeah.
Who is he? Even the teachers. Like they never when they heard I was coming to the class coming that day and they met me for the first time, it was the natural respect. I'm like, oh, all right. So once again, the more power I can get, you gotta put me at that table. And that's my biggest thing, like how do I keep getting at people's tables? Because each table means something. Right. You know, even on the lunchroom, you got every little squad. How do I get at these people's table? How do I get at these people's table? With the belt was my first championship, my first little sense of power. Like, you gotta let me in. You gotta let me in. You start letting me into the school and start letting me in. And after that, you start letting me in these corporations now, because now that where I was moving up in ranking wise as far as the different companies and stuff like that. So
I'm interested to know, like, cause you got your hands all over the place, man. Like, what's your next?
So I love cookies.
5 to 10.
Cookie Monster, love cookies. I always had a cookie jar.
You selling those too? Like,
Bam's cookies.
Never know.
But like, what's your future, man? 5 to 10 years from now, like, what?
I was gonna ask that question. So where's Bam going?
Hopefully back on here.
For sure.
Definitely gonna be back on here.
This is a bigger than I feel like just kind of showing love too. Like, I want to create a network and like get guys connected that are doing different things out here in the community.
And I'm in schools. It's for me to show. This is their show. They came up with the concept.
Okay.
They just kind of brought me back in, but it's huge for me because our kids don't see enough of us. When you go, I go to most of these schools now, and most of the schools are loaded with females.
Yeah.
They're loaded with females, and they're loaded with white people. I'm not being, and that's what our kids see. They don't see a lot of positive male leadership, and then some of them
taking it away from us. And they're doing it slowly, even with our TV shows and everything. Even like our, one of my things was Power. And even when they wanted making the one, the spinoff one out of one brother wound up being gay out of all the tough dudes and stuff like that. Like every show now, there's always that one black guy that that just. I have a gay stuff, but I don't really care for it. But don't keep putting it in our kids' faces. They take it away from us. Don't take it away from us and everything. And they start to show every show is a female power, the new power. It's just female drug kingpin and everything. So even like Queen of the South, stuff like that, like all like, and they come and show all these female power. And I have 2 daughters. I love the empowerment of females, but I love that. Don't get the narrative messed up. It was a king, then it was a queen. It wasn't one without the other. Like they had times where the female in all our shows was always pregnant, always on crack or something like that, and the male was always at the top. And now they're trying to switch the narrative down, bring the female up top, and it should be neither one of those. It should be the king and the queen at top on both sides, and it's going to take dudes like me to put it back on top, at least for our king. It's going to take, hopefully I get, I don't know if you guys have a lot of females. I would definitely hope with some females out there with some, I know a lot of females that got a lot of businesses that's doing things.
We want to highlight businesses.
Because I think it's good. And I said this before I became on the show, it's no, trying to tell people, because I work with like a lot of white people. I work with a lot of Spanish people when it comes to different things. I'm a heavy cigar smoker, so I'm in a cigar show. A lot of powerful people. But I tell people, there's nothing against any other race when we just as black people, African Americans, want our props and just want what we was taken for so long back.
Well, I think about it. We got to say above average.
Yeah,
we have to say that.
Yeah, we just want it back.
People expect us to be subpar.
Yeah.
And that's what makes what you're doing so impressive, to be so young, to be so focused, and to have a story. And, you don't see it a lot. And you're the kind of person that our kids need to see. You're the kind of person our kids need to hear. You're the kind of person, because everybody's not going to college. I have nothing against college. I think it's a great thing, but college is not for everybody.
Not everybody.
But that work ethic is.
Yeah, the work got to give. I don't think college is needed for everybody. I don't want to discourage none of my kids. From going there by any means, it's a smart business. I bet you it's a smart business. They're not dumb for what they built, the institution they built, and why you have to pay for what you pay for. But I'm going to be able to make a lot of money without that piece of paper that they say I had to have, because a lot of things that they taught me, for what I do, I didn't need. Knowing certain social studies, knowing that. I remember like you used to argue with my pop. Well, he was in and out of my life. The one thing I remember we argued about when I was going to New Foundation Charter School was the solar system. They wanted us to know all the planets of the solar system. And I couldn't together in my brain. It was one of those, this is when I started to know, like, I just think differently. I'm a little anarchy a little bit. I'm like, I don't want to do it. He's like, why? I'm like, for what? I truly don't believe I need to know all the planets. I don't want to be an astronaut. I'm scared of heights. So I don't even really care. I ain't going nowhere near. I'm scared of heights.
I may get nervous on the ladder. You gotta get the rocket.
I don't go to Six Flags. You don't see nothing. You haven't seen on my Instagram no amusement parks. You only see me at such places. Everything gets grounded. I got jumped if my daughter gets stuck on the Ferris wheel. I'm scared of heights. So why do I need to know the solar system?
Just got some new material.
What are we doing? I don't want to know it. I don't want to learn it. I don't think it's needed. And now I learned it. I was beat for it. I got in trouble for it. I was put on punishment for it. And I don't use it. Yeah. Not one team that I trained was like, hey, you know social system? Yeah. Before you train my kids, real quick. Let's put it on again. Everybody asking me that.
You know what's funny? People get upset when I say this. Most of the skills that I learned in the hood. Yeah. It wasn't a formal classroom. A lot of stuff I learned in the formal classroom are not applicable to our kids. Yeah. I can't go into some of these kids and say sit down and fold your hands. Hey, look, man, where you from? You in timeout. They like timeout. They like, I got more time to think what I'm gonna do to you. So it's a lot of stuff I learned in a book. It don't work. Yeah. So it's ironic when people ask you, what you learn? I learned in the hood. You learn those skills in the hood. You learn how to negotiate. You learn. You know who's who. I tell people, the only difference between the hood in corporate America is they dress better and use bigger words. They're the same characters, the same personalities. They're the same people.
That's it. That's why, like I always do all the time. It don't make sense. Like even like where I'm at, I'm in Fishtown, with a rebirth of America. And I'm just, I was telling one of my clients, I was like, I'm really watching. I'm like, I go to this poppy store every day. And I know I go in there and Poppy told me on this store for about 13, 14, 15 years. So I'm confused. You know, I know the drug dealers on the block then for 14, 15 years. So I'm confused how they didn't get first dibs on the whole. You talking about buy back the block on the first dibs of all this construction work, all these people coming in buying stuff. You got millionaires buying hospitals, closing them down because they found out the property value is way more. What we doing? You mean tell me the dude, you know, OG that was on the block for 15 years has been pushing and he don't got three condos? You want us to stop? Give us the reason. Give us the option. First of all, give me the option. Give me the option to make a difference. You keep giving, like, I'm a spades player. I only can play with the hand I dealt with, and I'm a pretty good poker face person. So I just be a beautiful liar. I'm going to say I got 5 books. No, you got 2. Well, what I'm gonna do? I don't want to lose. I'm gonna find a way to get 5 books. So I'm gonna find a way to get it.
Well, I think because you're talking about the root cause, and that's just not how America is. Because I can't make money. If I deal with the root, I got a chance to stamp it out. I got a chance for it not to be generational.
Yeah.
You know, if I give you a business, you know, your son's at least likely to go to jail.
Yeah.
But if I keep you hustling, your son's more likely to go to jail.
Exactly.
It's all about the money, man.
Exactly. It's all about the money.
We don't understand that.
Everything hard for us, money. It's all about the money. And that's why I tell people, I mean, that's why we gotta be, you know, the better position I'm in life. More bigger platform that I put myself on, I can be able to touch stuff. I'll be able to say certain things. I can act a certain way because, you know, you kind of get that, we like to say, that tough line down to yourself. But you got to be hiring the platforms of what we do. We got to keep trying to pull each other up, man. We got to keep trying to pull each other up, man. And like I said, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. When I seen it and I was asked about it, I'm like, oh, I'm here. I'm here. I'm gonna show up.
Let me I just say, I mean, I know I got stuff to say too, but you are the embodiment of why we made this show, why they made this show. Seriously, because we talked to the other, we all close. We all been close, and Mike is like my brother too.
Yeah. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Mike.
But the funny thing is, even though I known him since I was a child, and I met Mike maybe 3-4 years ago, the connection was, I seen what he was about. I seen the way he moved. I seen the way he carried himself. I seen that he didn't just move for no reason. He had a why.
Yeah.
And we wanted, you know, when you turn on the news and you look at us, we always robbing something. Yeah. We always doing something, breaking something. Yeah. And I'm like, what about these dudes? What about us? Yeah. And there's so many like us. I had no idea who he was.
Yeah.
But now I'm so happy I met you. You might got yourself another client.
And it's funny what Mike, that's crazy because we get so caught up in that masculinity, and that's why I think I love Mike. You know, we all got our friends in different categories. Mike, my boys, I was texting Mike today. I'm like, yo, bro, I was trying to FaceTime. I'm like, yo, I'll be on the show. You tell me what they ask. FaceTime. I'm like, yo, call me back. He's like, I'm getting a physical. He about to get a promotion and stuff like that and everything. So I'm like, what you getting a physical for? I'm like, yo, your heart good, bro. Like, I'm like, your heart good. I'm like, bro, your heart pure, man. Your heart loaded, dog. You're the best. He's like, yo, I love you, dog. I love you more, dog. Like, you know, and he'll hit me up right afterwards and everything. And that's just the type of love I have for my brother. And me and Mike will go back and forth, you know. I just text him, I'm like, yo, bro, I love you, bro. Hope everything good, man. I know we ain't talking in a couple of days. I see you because we get caught up being able to watch everybody what they doing. We assume everything is good. I mean, I watch Bamm, he smiling, he laughing, he doing, ain't nothing going on wrong. He's not allowed to, but because of the platforms that I'm on and where I'm trying to go, I can't let these people see me sweat. So he broke up, passed me the towel. It was out of there. It means sometimes, that's why I always hit him up, you good? Everything all right? I love you. You need me? You know, let me know. Let me know, because you never know. Because when we're running, we got to run at full speed. We got to run at full speed right now, because we can't allow them to.
I understand, man.
We can't allow them to see us sweat.
Real quick, can you tell us more about the gym? Is this your own personal gym?
Yeah, so Level 40 Performance Training is the new company now. It's a new brand. They already been established. Like I said, one of the biggest sports performance company on the East Coast, Greg Garrett. He started off with Street Floyd's first run traffic, and he got Will Fuller after that. And if you go on his page, he got Brandon. I was just up there talking to Brandon Graham the other day. Miles Sanders. He was in the gym with BJ Johnson, talking to him for the Orlando Magic. You got Cam Reddish, Sharif Miller. That means just the list goes on. I mean, from NFL to NBA to overseas to the high level college. You know, right now we about to get ready. November we got one of the biggest contracts when it comes to volleyball, East Coast volleyball. We're talking about 700 volleyball girls. You know, you play volleyball?
Back in the day.
There you go.
Back in the day.
700 volleyball girls. You know, I think they range from like what lowest 8U, I think 9U up, all from there up. So we're gonna be rolling with that. So y'all gonna be even seeing a lot of that footage. I just posted a picture. And like I said, what's about me that I'm coming up there. Greg been so good at the sports performance. I've been so good with the corporate America. I didn't grand open LA Fitnesses. I didn't grand open the Anytime Fitness in New Jersey. I didn't grand open Mainline Health in Concord. I didn't grand open Legion Transformation Center in Hatboro. I did so many corporate America jobs. This is where I'm coming with the big, the contracts, stuff like that. The Harlem Globetrotters are hoping to be able to close that. Just as had a big tryout workout with Lighthouse Soccer Club. That 13U team. So getting these club teams, soccer teams doing 3-month contracts with and stuff like that. While he's already still executing with the NBA guys, then you got Dev right under him, killing with all the college, and then come in. That's how we're structured as a basketball team. When you come in level 40, by the way, any athlete, you gotta play freshman ball first. So you gotta come see me. You gotta play freshman ball. I gotta get your foundation down. I gotta make sure your body mechanics make sense and you understand and everything. Then you go, now you probably move up to college level, then you with Dad, that's the JV coach. And if we do go next level, everybody, all the pros go with G. And that's we got the basketball team rolling. We got that factory line going on. You made the bun, cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, package it up, boom. And we're gonna shoot them up. We're gonna shoot out. Now even about to even touch with the commercial, we're about to drop our first 6-week challenge. So we're about to drop our first 6-week boot camp challenge. We're doing a demo next week. We're doing a big demo media day next Saturday. I think that's the 2nd. It falls on a Saturday, 2nd. And then follow after that, where I think October 11th we're gonna kick off the first 6-week challenge. Weight loss challenge, mix it in there as far as with the massage staff. We want to have a massage staff.
This is for when you say weight loss challenge. This is for kids, adults.
Adults. So this is gonna be for the adults.
Yeah, the kids.
So it's for the adults. So the weight loss challenge will be all for the adults, male, female. Because what we're gonna do is we'll be a branch out. So the 6-week challenge, we're gonna have that, and it's gonna be a branch out to a 4-week challenge of alpha male. Really showing men lower the chain of masculinity. I try to tell dudes, I didn't been around tough guys, so. It can't be no tougher than what I ever seen. Any tougher than what I sparred. I sparred Edison Barbosa from the UFC. I sparred Gabriel Rosado, who fought Triple G. These are dudes that I got knocked, dropped. Gabriel Rosado dropped me in the gym. Maybe about a day. Whoa, I'm on the road with. Yeah. This guy fought Triple G 12 rounds. You know what I mean? So these are the type of dudes I've been around, but it's trying to show that masculinity and let people know that you don't do this, so allow me to show you how to do it. You know what I mean? Let me show you how to build up your strength. Let me show you how to build up your endurance and everything, your conditioning. So these are things we got going on. Level 40, yeah, we're already the biggest one in the East Coast. We're just trying to take over the world now. Now I'm part of it too. Now I'm trying to take over everything. So youth sports performance is big, and hopefully next year I'll put it in place for the Takers Take Wolves. For me to have my own youth sports, my own youth football team. I'm gonna do a 14U, 12U, 10U, 8U. So currently, I'm just right now calling different recreational centers. That's why I was trying to get on that grant money, because that did all the uniforms I want to do for the kids. Like my kids, we carpooled to the games. I was old school where we at least was on the cheese bus, and I'm big on that military team camaraderie. You're getting different kids dropped off at different times, and they coming late because this one had an Uber, or this one had to get a ride from this person. Now the mental everywhere, you didn't really get to think about the game till you weighed that anymore. And it was us. We was thinking about the game for the drive, or we went down the bus talking about the game, the drive. That mental. And as I said, like a lot of things, I want to try to bring that value back that's been taken away from our kids because they have adult problems, and we the adults. We used to have adult problems. So.
Man, I'm
somebody going to a bus.
Yeah, I was about to say, there's so many things.
You gotta get somebody. You gotta get somebody. You can. I'm almost sure you can find somebody.
Yeah. And I'm big on the bark, and people everybody want money. Like everything is a dollar sign to everybody no more. Like I'm still with old school bargaining. Like if you have a bus, and you out of shape, and you got a kid that's out of shape. I got a gym. Let's go. You got to pay for it some way. But once again, it's a Band-Aid. Well, I'm not paying for training yet, so I want the money for the run on the bus. But if you have insurance and you needed the training, then let's go. I got the training. You got this. Boom, boom. Let's work.
But it's a win-win because the van, the bus pulls up and it has Chris's car deal on the side. And people of color, man, we buy what we see. We don't do a lot of research. I'm being honest.
Yeah.
You know, we don't go digging deep. If we see something that we like, that's what we do.
That's why if you notice, and I know about some, if you notice, you know, and when the different cultures, when you know, when white people ask you for something or they want to get to know you, the first they always ask for, like, what's your website? You know, can I look you up? If you have a website. They want to go home, they want to research you, they want to see who else bought from you, and they buy off of that. We just do off the street site. Oh, you got it? I want it.
What's your business card?
Doesn't even work.
You got a business card.
It doesn't work. Now I did it where I got an app.
Yeah.
So I'm putting you. See, that's why I'm a control person. No, I'm not giving you the card. Now I want to be in your phone. So I got an app. So I put the QB code up. I won't be right in your phone. I'm gonna right on your homepage on the app. You can't see who forgot to call, baby. This Tasha, I was right there. I was right there. That's the TikTok, and then next to the bill papers. I was right there. Hit me up.
Anybody else, man?
Nah, man,
You gotta come back.
I gotta come back. I want to be like how Kevin Hart. I wanted to talk 3-4 times in his different lives in the Breakfast Club and stuff like that.
Like personal fitness. I know we talked a lot about the kids, and then kind of towards the end, you started talking about kind of fitness for adults. I feel like that's important too. Like
Yes. We need it right now. COVID set us down for a long time. High blood pressure running on our side, high cholesterol. You know, I actually had a thing people didn't even know right before pre-COVID. I had 3 contracts with Oak Street Health. They called Motown Fitness. So you ever know Oak Street Health? I had Front Rock, I had Cotman, and Shortham. They called Motown Fitness. 45 minutes, chair workouts, fitness, and then we big dancers. Afterwards, I always teach them a line dance. Got Teddy Brennan, like, get it. Teaching them Wicked Wild Wild West. Strolling to the Wild Wild West, to the Robin Thicke and everything. So, teach them a line dance.
You have to get with the floor.
I'm here, man.
I'm here.
I'm here. Listen, Bam is here to stay. I'm here for everything. I want the world in my hands. It's only because I know what I can do with it.
You welcome anytime. You got anybody you want to refer to us? Please do, man.
Yes. I want you guys to get a female on her. I got a female for you guys. I got a female for you.
Get on here, man. That's what we do, man.
For you guys. She's good. She's killing it right now. Shout out to you, Shay. She's killing it right now with she got the Toros going off with the Toros, the Airbnbs. She's got about 4 of them right now. The Airbnbs going on. She's got a couple of vending machine projects, stuff like that. She's doing a lot. She's doing a lot. She's doing a lot. YouTube blogging going on and stuff.
He asked the question 2 weeks ago.
What was that?
About
I know it's called above average black women.
Yeah.
Women over here. I'm saying we gotta get them. I like them too, because that's where we all came from.
Yeah, we do. And to me, I just think because I spent a lot of time in corporate America, so you get to hear the stereotypes.
Yeah.
You get to hear the stigmas, and it's such a false narrative.
Yeah.
And most people, even if you fast forward to now, you're the one. You're the exception to the rule.
Yeah.
And I try to explain to people, I have a lot of friends who are doing well.
Yeah.
I got 3 kids, college graduates.
He's
a college graduate. I mean, but that's a narrative that people don't see.
Yeah, no, you don't see it. Yeah.
That's what people don't see, and even people like yourself. People don't see that. The anticipation was you coming here in a pair of jeans, man. We were clowning you, but they didn't expect to see that presentation.
They expect to see it. Something I was getting dressed, he's like, in a suit to the park. I'm like, why not? I was going to say, you can never. See, I'm a Steve Harvey person. Steve Harvey, Steve. $1 place, you can never be overdressed. And I know, and I've been through my work because I'm also a freemason. So one thing I did start to see, when you wear suits and you walk into places, just how they talk to you. Like, I look and they talk to you differently. Like, not used to it. I don't know why. It doesn't take much to go buy one. It don't take much for one to throw it on. I think we look better with
couple slacks.
But it's not talk. This generation think is getting dressed to put the pit of LeBron James.
Yeah, and only like the stuff that they have.
I dress like a young boy.
LeBron James shoes are ugly, so no one.
Unless they go to school and act with that kind of uniform, and it's forced upon them. You mean? I went to school. I wanted to look good. My uniform was crisp, fresh, but I always knew why I always dressed for the job that I wanted, not for the job that I had. Well, and that's probably the biggest thing for me.
We had Marcus Hayes on here, man. You just moved up above him, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like the financial
sports writer guy, right? So they acquire, he's going to pay the new
okay, shout out to him.
Yeah.
Shout out to him, that's good.
Sorry, Marcus.
Sorry, Marcus.
Sorry, Marcus.
You said be me. So I just wanted, one thing Keith taught me that we time is limited. Time is the most, it's the biggest, it's the most expensive thing. It's the most expensive thing.
What's your nugget? What do you want to leave our listeners with?
I want to leave our listeners with a legacy. Know why you're doing what you're doing, and build your legacy up. Build your legacy up. The narrative is still being written currently and everything. Every day you wake up, but we can't control the past. We're currently in the present. Get your insurance. Get with me. Get your insurance together for the future. Get your insurance together for the future. Stop band-aiding the problems. Build your legacy up and just be better than you were yesterday, man. Be better than you was yesterday.
Do better than be better. I was putting this shirt down. You go ahead.
Just one more thing, just to leave off. Just like you said, just don't wait until it's too late to ask for help. I feel like that was a very important thing that was said earlier, and I just definitely wanted to highlight that. Especially me being someone that, I was a victim of that growing up, so that definitely something that resonated with me, and I just wanted to pass that message on.
Yo, that's real. I always wait till I won't ask for help. I'm too proud.
I'm too
proud to ask for help a lot of times. But I'm gonna do a shameless plug, yo. October 2nd, I'm gonna be in New York at the Comedy Club. Y'all come back there and support me. October 2nd, 6:30. I'm at the West Side Comedy Club.
Let's get it.
Bus trip.
Y'all come on up. Support your brother. I'm gonna be a regular at that club. I'm making my dreams reality.
Here we go.
Send me information, man.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Definitely post that up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then, for me, just kind of in closing, just again, purpose of this show is continue to show love and support each other, man.
Yeah.
It's great to hear like you and Mike Jones got that type of relationship.
Yeah,
y'all
that's my
just
guy.
call and hit each other up. Me and him, we like that a lot. We call each other when he got shows. I'm like, let him know, dog, you killed it, or giving them the tough advice too.
That's
another important
You
part.
gotta have friends. That's another thing we're trying to touch on.
Like
You gotta have friends that be able to not be yes men.
Yeah.
That way, yo, bro, that makes sense.
Right. So definitely, man, just kind of continue to keep important people around you and show love. And if you got people that you feel as though could be on this show, like send them our way.
Yeah.
For me, the word's inspiration, man. That has been the seat. And I say this to Chris, man. Yeah, this seat just gets better and better.
It does.
Seriously, this seat gets better and better, man, with the quality.
Like to bring a Barack in this week.
Yeah. I'm definitely going back. The person that got to top me and me like, I love this. Because I was watching it. I said I was doing my research. I was watching it. He said, I'm going to be
No, because I think
I'm released to the studio first.
It minimizes what this show is about.
Yes.
It's showing the best that we have to offer. And the fact that it just keeps getting better. Because I remember I had a young man on and everybody kept saying, that's just him. Well, you handpicked him. But that seat right there has gotten better and better every week we've been here.
Yeah.
It has. It's gotten better and better, man. It just shows. And we haven't 10 minutes to what's out there. So first of all, I give you open invitation, man. Anytime you want to go, hit us up, you welcome.
Yeah, every time probably next time I try to get on here, definitely when I get the youth football team together. Yeah, so we can start promoting that and get that together, And I was driving here and I'm listening to music, getting the beat, listen to my old school, listen to my Teddy Pendergrass and stuff like that, listen to my Marvin Gaye, I Want You,
man,
everything, listen to my Marvin, then I put a little baby and pull up uptown. Now I'm uptown now, I'm like, because I am single out here, I'm just single out there, clean entrepreneur, put that out here, man, doing all my things, big all drugs, so I wrote it, put the windows down there a little bit, and a little baby said, he said it back, said, I ain't the GOAT, but I fit the description. Like, I might not be where you could say, the greatest of all time or the richest dude or who you might value, but in the value of my world, what I'm doing, I'm the best that's doing it right now. I know for a fact it's not no 29-year-olds that's in the training field, that's in the training game, trying to touch lives and change lives. They're not doing that, I'm not saying there's not a lot of good trainers out here, not a lot of good sports performance coaches out here, but they're not doing what I'm doing. They're not engaged in the communities that they're going. I can walk, and it's getting to the point that I'm getting a little bit like I walked in the Target the other day. And the security boy kept looking at me, I'm like, nah, man, ain't take nothing. Bro, I'm in Starbucks. I go to the Starbucks right there on Front Street. I'm a heavy Starbucks drinker. Starbucks. It's I'm a heavy Starbucks drinker. So I go to the Target Starbucks right there on Front Street, right there. You're on Front Street. And I'm in get my 50 flat white. I'm like, yo, I don't got, bro, I didn't touch them. I'm like, right, you go, it's the mask. I don't want my mask on. I'm like, I'm vaccinated. I'm tired of it. So I'm walking. I got my flat white, my 50 flat white. Starbucks talks to me, and he like, hey, come here real quick. I'm like, he looked about the mask while I'm leaving. So I'm already, we always already thinking the worst. Blah blah blah. I'm like, hey, what's going on? He's like, hey, you was on Brandon Graham Instagram the other day. I was like, yeah. He trained at my gym. I took a picture of Brandon Graham. We talked a little about me for what team. He posted me on his story. Follow me. He's like, yeah, man, I followed you, man. I looked at your stuff, man. You, Bamm, I see you do the fight thing. I think I see when you fighting for me. Hey, you doing your thing, man. That's love, man. Follow me on the gram and stuff like that. I'm like, all right, that's something to talk. I'm getting that. Like, that's that. And then I don't want that fame or celebrity just to be taken. Like, I want that because now there's somebody that knows me that can put me in contact with somebody else, man. And that's where these dudes ain't doing that. Oh, yeah, they're cute for the 15, 24 seconds of gram. I'm cute outside of it. I mean, I'm doing good things and big things outside of it, for a fact. So,
I'll give a shout out to him too. He's done for the season, man.
Yeah,
man. I felt so sorry. He's finally made it to that point, man. The cash part.
He was our guy, right?
Yeah.
Skill wise, he already was there to the cash part. So much love and respect. But dude, you got an open invitation here, man.
Thank you, guys.
Come on, man. And maybe we do something for the gym because we're talking about going out, doing podcasts on the road. Yeah, we talking right in the road, man.
That'd be good. People don't even know I've been doing a whole documentary series. Shout out to my boy Steven Visions, and I think you guys definitely be a link with him. That he's doing photography, videography all over the tri-state right now. He's killing. He did Rev Run. He did one of P. Diddy sons. He did his stuff. He just did Fab and Ryder and stuff. He's doing videos for Tone Trump. He was just in New York. He was just his company's Infinity Angles and everything. So shout out to them boys, Infinity Angles. Shout out to Senior Visions. I'm actually going to his house afterwards. My Muslim brother says, "Great, sandbox." Yeah, so he got his foot in a lot of things too. So that's really good.
Yeah,
that's really good too.
But we gotta wrap up, man, because he just keep throwing nuggets out there. Every time he say he throws them out.
So bring him out. You guys come out there and do the video art and stuff. Because I've been doing a documentary. That's why I mentioned it. Because I've been doing a documentary, so I have a lot of footage. When I went to go get my gym, lease for my gym, almost didn't get the lease, got denied for so much funding for the equipment, got denied, went out of my pocket for the equipment, dealing with the HOA stuff, closing down the gym, moving to level 40, doing level 40, even times, man, people are behind the scenes, man, Greg go at it, Greg is because Greg, I know you gotta go, because Greg is like my old head, it's like a mentor to me, so it's funny now, I was like, he trained me for my pro fights. My belt is in his gym. He always mentored me. Somebody always called, but now I'm like kind of underneath him and got to take that direction. So now I'm like, yo, don't do that, do this. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. And then we kind of go back and forth and everything. I felt like Greg wanted to, tear up the contract and kick me out of his gym probably like 8 times already and everything. Because there was so many alpha males. And it got to the point, was like, let's go to Scar Shop. Let's go talk. Let's talk. What's your vision? What you want from me? We're going to head in relationships. Any relationship, been relationships, what do you want from me? Woman, what do you want from me, man? Like, we don't have it.
That's a whole other show, because real quick, I used to work for a commercial real estate company, and I was the only African American there. I would watch them, literally knock each other's teeth out.
Yeah.
Hold up. When that deal came, they sat at that table, man, and they got it done.
Yeah.
I'm mad at Justin. I ain't talking to Justin. They don't let that stuff get in the way, man.
Yeah.
They don't let that stuff bother.
And I talked to him about it. I'm like, what do you want from me? He put it out, what do you want from me? And I was like, all right, well, this is what I would need. If you want this is what I would need in return. And this is what I want from you. Not only what I need, this is what I want from you to get me here.
We got to do a part 2. You give me a date. You give us a date.
Yes. Come to the gym. Definitely, you guys. It's gonna be good. Be good.
Definitely, man. But we're gonna close out, man. Spiritual Connect Radio. Bamm Jones, man. This year went on that long.
Thank you guys.
As it always goes, man. My dad always says, "You rise to the occasion, you shrink to your circumstances." And once again, we rose to the occasion, guys. See you guys same time next week, man. Peace out.
We gotta get some new chairs in here.
I was comfortable. You taking pictures now?
Yes.
Yeah. This was good, man. This was good, fellas. This was good, fellas.
We need some chairs.
This is good.
Let's invest in that.
I'm good.
I know, you're good.
I like leaning back.
I ran over a little bit for
My
y'all.
own show get the big chair.
It's a great show, bro.
We gotta have somebody interact with the lives though.
Yeah, I wish I could, because I see
I
people
might
saying stuff.
I might
but don't-
start doing that.
Yeah, because I can't see.
Somebody got, cause somebody shoot a question in, somebody got to answer it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
I'm sure people was watching that got questions.